Hello friends, let us discuss part 3 of Right to Information Act 2005. In this part we shall discuss section 18 to 31. These sections mainly deals with power and functions of information commissions. The interpretations of act in this video is meant only for academic purposes, so please don't use it otherwise. As per section 18, it shall be the duty of the Central Information Commission or State Information Commission to receive and inquire into a complaint from any person who has been unable to submit a request to a Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officer. The complaint may be due to the following reasons. First is, no such officer has been appointed, or such officer refused to accept the application for information, or non-submission of information within the time limit, or unreasonable fee for submission of information, or submission of incomplete, misleading, false information. So the CIC and SIC will receive an inquiry into complaints from any person against the CPIO or SPIO, and these complaints may be due to if they are refused to accept application, or did not submit the information within time limit, or demand unreasonable fee for submission of information, or submission of incomplete, misleading, or false information. After receiving the complaints, if the CIC or SIC satisfy on the reasonableness of complaint, they may inquire the matter. So Central Information Commission or State Information Commission will receive the complaint, and if they are satisfied that there is reasonableness of the complaint, then they will inquire the matter. While inquiring into any matter under these sections, the Central Information Commission or State Information Commission have the same power of a civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 in respect of the following matters. So the CIC or SIC have some power of civil court, and these powers related to summoning and enforcing the attendance of persons and compel them to give oral or written evidence on oath and to produce the documents or things, or requiring the discovery and inspection of documents, receiving evidence on affidavit, requisitioning any public record or copy thereof from any court or office, issuing summons for examination of witness or documents. So CIC and SIC will have some power of a civil court for summoning person, compelling them to give oral evidence or written evidence, requiring discovery and inspection of documents, receiving evidence, and requisitioning public records, and issuing summons for examination of witness or documents. So these powers are enjoyed by CIC or SIC as a civil court. Any person who does not receive a decision within the time specified or is aggrieved by a decision of Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officer shall prefer an appeal to such officer who is senior in rank of CPIO or SPIO within 30 days from the expiry of specified period of, or from the receipt of such decision. So if somebody is aggrieved against the decision of CPIO or SPIO, so they can prefer appeal to the next higher rank officer of CPIO or SPIO, and it will be done within 30 days from the expiry of specified period. But the appeal may be admitted by the appellate authority even after the expiry of the period of appeal if he feels that there is sufficient reason for such delay in appeal. So it should normally be within 30 days, but also after 30 days, the appellate authority can receive the appeal if he feels that the delay due to reasonable reasons. Where an appeal is preferred against an order made by CPIO or SPIO to disclose third-party information, the appeal by the concerned third party shall be made within 30 days from the date of order. So when some appeal is related to a third party information disclosure, then the appeal by the concerned third party also be made within 30 days from the date of the order. A second appeal against the decision shall be made within 90 days from the date on which the decision should have been made or was actually received with the CIC or SCIC. So second appeal will be made within 90 days from the date on which the decision should have been made or actually received by the CIC or SIC. But the appeal may be admitted by the appellate authority even after the expiry of the period of appeal if he feels that there is sufficient reason for such delay in appeal. So appellate authority also take the appeal, second appeal also after expiry of 90 days. If the decision against which an appeal is made is related to an information of a third party, reasonable opportunity to the third party shall be given to represent himself. So the second appeal, if the information related to third party information, then the third party will also be given opportunity to represent himself. If any appeal proceeding, the onus to prove that a denial of a request are justified shall be on the CPIO or SPIO who denied the request. So the CPIO or SPIO, they will justify why there is delay. They will justify when there is an appeal proceeding. Such an appeal shall be disposed of within 30 days of the receipt of appeal or within such extended period not exceeding a total 45 days from the date of receipt of appeal. So the second appeal will be disposed within 30 days and maximum within 45 days. The decision of Central Information Commission or State Information Commission shall be final. In its decision, the CIC or SIC shall have the power to require the public authority to take any such step to secure compliance with the provisions of this Act, providing access to information in a particular form, appointing a CPIO or SPIO, publishing certain information or categories of information, making necessary changes to its practices in relation to the maintenance, management and destruction of records, enhancing the provision of training for its officials related to RTI Act. So the decision of the CIC and SIC will be final, and what decision the CIC and SIC can give, they can require the public authority to take steps to secure compliance with provision of Act, or they may provide access to information, or they may appoint a CPIO or SPIO, or publish certain information or categories of information, or make necessary changes in the practice related to maintenance of records, and also enhance provision of training for the officials so that they can be able to provide information under RTI Act properly. The CIC or SIC has power to require the public authority to compensate any loss to the complainant for any loss suffered. So CIC or SIC may order public authority to make good the loss of the complainant. CIC or SIC may also impose any penalty as per the Act, and they also reject the application. So this is the power of CIC or SIC. They can impose penalty and they can also reject the application of the complainant. The public authority and complainant shall be given notice to the decision of the CIC or SIC, including the right to appeal. So when any decision will be taken, it will be intimated to both to the complainant and the public authority, and they can also appeal. The CIC or SIC shall dispose such appeal in prescribed procedure. As per section 20, the CIC or SIC shall impose a penalty of 250 rupees each day till application is received or information is furnished, subject to maximum of 25,000 rupees in following cases. So CIC और SIC पेनल्टी इम्पोज कर सकते हैं 250 rupees for each day of delay, and it will be maximum 25,000 rupees in the following cases. What are the cases? First case is if information has not been furnished without any reasonable cause. Second is application of information has not been received or refused to receive. So in two cases, if they cannot furnish information within the time limit and without any cause, reasonable cause, and second is if application has not been received also or have been refused to receive. So in these two cases, for each day the penalty will be 250 rupees and maximum will be 25,000 rupees. The CIC and SIC may also impose penalty for these causes. First is if the CPIO or SPIO did not furnish information within the time specified, or they malafidely denied the request for information, or knowingly given incorrect, incomplete or misleading information, or destroyed information which was the subject of the request, or obstructed in any manner in furnishing the information. But before such penalty, reasonable opportunity will be given to CPIO or SPIO for representing themselves. So for these causes, CIC or SIC may impose penalty on CPIO or SPIO, but before that, CPIO or SPIO will be given opportunity to represent themselves. The CIC or SIC shall recommend for disciplinary action against the CPIO or SPIO under the service rule if it is felt that the CPIO or SPIO has failed to receive an application for information or has not furnished information within the time specified or malafidely denied the request or knowingly given incorrect, incomplete or misleading information or destroyed information. So CIC or SIC recommend कर सकते हैं to take disciplinary action against CPIO or SPIO if they feel that the CPIO or SPIO failed to receive application or has not furnished information within time or malafidely denied the request or knowingly given incorrect or incomplete or destroyed the information. No suit, prosecution or other legal proceedings shall be initiated if anything done in good faith. So if something has done with good intention, for that purpose no prosecution or legal proceedings shall be initiated. The provision of this act shall have effect notwithstanding anything inconsistent therewith contained in the Official Secret Act 1923. Further, no court shall entertain any suit, application or other proceedings in respect of any order made under this act. So for against any order made under this act, कोई कोर्ट में कोई एप्लीकेशन और सूट फाइल नहीं कर सकते हैं. No order under this act shall be called in question otherwise than by way of an appeal under this act. So RTI एक्ट में CIC और SIC जो ऑर्डर देंगे उनको कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकता है एक्सेप्ट एन अपील अंडर दिस एक्ट. सो उनका ऑर्डर को इस एक्ट का अंदर जो प्रोविजन है उसमें अपील कर सकते हैं, उसको कोई कोर्ट में चैलेंज नहीं कर सकता है. The act shall not apply to the intelligence and security organizations specified in second schedule of this act, but the information pertaining to the allegation of corruption and human rights violations shall not be excluded under this subsection. Information on allegation of violation of human rights shall only be provided after the approval of the CIC or SIC. The central and state government may issue notification to amend the schedule by including therein or omitting therefrom any other intelligence or security organizations. Every such notification issued shall be laid before each house of parliament or state legislature. So, under this act, information related to intelligence and security organizations, those who are specified in the second schedule, they do not come under this act. But if this information related to human rights violation, then this information can be called for. And central or state government may also issue notification including any new organizations in the second schedule or excluding some organizations from second schedule. But for each notification, ऐसे जो notification होगा उनको पास करना पड़ेगा both हाउस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट और स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर में. The CIC or SIC shall prepare a report on the implementation of the provision of this act during that year and forward a copy thereof to the appropriate government. So CIC and SIC will prepare a report how the act has been implemented, and they will submit it to the appropriate government. The report will be prepared as soon as practicable after the end of each year. So at the end of each year, immediately, as soon as possible, a report will be prepared by the CIC or SIC for submission to the government. Each ministry or department shall collect and provide such information to the CIC or SIC to prepare the report under these sections. So each ministry or department, they will provide the information to CIC or SIC so that CIC or FIC can prepare the report under this section. Each ministry or department shall comply with the requirements for furnishing information and keeping of records for the purposes of the sections. So for this preparation of report, जो भी information is required, they will keep with them so that they can submit the information to the CIC or FIC for preparation of the report. And the Freedom of Information Act 2002 is repealed on enactment of RTI Act 2005. जब से RTI Act 2005 इनैक्ट हुआ, इस दिन से फ्रीडम ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट 2002 को खत्म कर दिया गया है और इट इज रिपील्ड. So now we shall discuss some questions. On which of the following reasons the Central Information Commission or State Information Commission shall receive and inquire into a complaint from any person? Options are non-submission of information within the time limit, unreasonable fee for submission of information, submission of incomplete or misleading or false information, or all of these. Answer is all of these. While inquiring into any matter under these sections, the CIC or SIC shall have not the same power of a civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 in respect of which of the following matters. Options are summoning and enforcing the attendance of persons and compel them to give oral or written evidence on oath and to produce the documents or things, or requisitioning any public record or copies thereof from any court or office, or issuing summons for examination of witnesses or documents, or detention of the accused. इनमें from which of these options the CIC and SIC has no power as of a civil court? Answer is detention of accused. So CIC and SIC cannot detain an accused. Any person who does not receive a decision within the time specified or is aggrieved by a decision of the CPI or SPIO shall prefer an appeal to such officer who is senior in rank to the CPI or SPIO within how many days from the expiry of the specified period or from the receipt of such a decision. Option are 20 days or 30 days or 40 days or 50 days. Answer is 30 days. A second appeal against the decision shall be made within how many days from the date on which the decision should have been made or was actually received with the CIC or SIC. Options are 75 days, 80 days, 90 days, 100 days. The answer is 90 days. The CIC or SIC shall impose a penalty of 250 rupees each day till application is received or information is furnished in cases information has not been furnished without any reasonable cause or the application of the information has been refused to receive. The maximum penalty will be up to how many rupees? 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 or 50,000. Answer is maximum 25,000. The CIC or SIC shall recommend for disciplinary action against the CPIO or SPIO under the service rules if it is felt that the CPIO or SPIO has failed to receive an application for information or has not furnished information within the time specified or malafidely denied the request or knowingly given incorrect, incomplete or misleading information or destroyed information. Is the statement true? Yes or no? Answer is statement is true. Can a court entertain any suit application or other proceedings in respect of any order made under RTI Act? Yes or no? Answer is no. Which of the following is not correct? Options are: the Act shall not apply to the intelligence and security organizations specified in the second schedule, or the information pertaining to the allegation of corruption and human rights violations shall be excluded under RTI Act, or information on allegation of violation of human rights shall only be provided after the approval of CIC or SIC. So which of the following is not correct? Answer is B is not correct because it shall not be excluded under RTI Act. Who will prepare a report on the implementation of the provision of this Act during that year and forward a copy thereof to the appropriate government? Options are: Central Information Commission or State Information Commission, or Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officers. So who will prepare the report? Answer is it is CIC or SIC. Which act was repealed on enactment of RTI Act 2005? Options are: the Freedom of Information Act 2001, or 2002, or 2003, or 2004. Answer is Freedom of Information Act 2002. If you found the video beneficial, please subscribe to RK Didactics, and also please give a like to this video.